Hi there, friends. Well, looks like Cuddles may be joining us again. Get cozy, kitty. All right. I have what may be one of the shortest journals on record. It's only 3 pages long, go figure. Yesterday, when I recorded and uploaded the journal, you may have noticed a couple of spots where I was unsure of saying what was written there, and went ahead and said it because I felt I had just moved on. And so I went to the journal afterward, as soon as I was finished with the recording and the upload and all that. And that's this journal. So it's 2/23, the first of the day. The Mayan day was 3 seed. Okay, it has been a while since I wrote a journal. At least that's how it feels. So here I am. Why? Because I just recorded a journal from February 1st, 2013 that is uploading now, and I saw a very strong change in self. So I'm here to both share and explore, but really to explore. Now I'll step out and bring to your attention the fact that in that little live intro, you see how unplugged I am from time. So I didn't remember that it was when this thing was uploading. It's funny being me. It's really funny being me. Okay, I don't see my changes all that much, you see. I mean, perhaps you see yours? It's usually easier to see someone else's than our own. At any rate, it doesn't matter. I just share with you that the journals have for years been my spiritual laboratory, the place I go to learn about self and explore. They're very alchemical. When I was reading into the camera the journal from only just over 3 weeks ago, I ran across sentences I could hardly repeat, as the change inside had taken me beyond them. Now, that was really interesting, to me anyway, that there should have been that strong a change so quickly. So, of course, I must come to explore. And you know, I'm going to back out a bit. It's unusual enough for the kitty to be here and to have me not actively giving him my full attention. So, pardon me a second. Gosh, how far out do I have to get? And you'll get to see the mess that's on my couch right now, but you know what? Big deal. Big deal. Oy vey. Okay, there's my kitty and my mouse. Amateur day, for sure. That thing's too bright. Takes attention away from the puss. There we go. Maybe he'll turn around for us. We'll see. He's so beautiful, isn't he? Okay, back to where I was. Oh, and so the love 'em and leave 'em. That's how kitties are. Oh dear. I don't think I've ever had such an amateur hour as this one. But you know, that's okay. It'll do, right? All right, so of course I must come to explore. There is a new strength inside, and it shows. I don't know what it is or where it's from, except that I totally trust it. It comes from deep within. This much I know. Now and then, actually, more often than now and then, I have prayed for a divine sort of self-confidence to appear here. Something to banish the self-doubt that can so easily crop up in its absence. Now, until now, I hadn't noticed an answer to these prayers, but one has surely arrived now. I do not pick and poke at it, for this is divine, is of the divine, so that's not appropriate. That is mind's behavior anyway, and who needs that? No, I am content to not know much of anything about it until it shall reveal itself, shall show itself to me. We well know that, if nothing else, time does that for us. The blessings of perfect hindsight 2020. It is said that all things come to he who waits, well, she who waits. And that 2020 thing, I guess that's very USA-centric. It just means I stand at 20 feet and I see with perfect vision the eye chart. Whereas if my eyes aren't so good, I might have to stand at 10 feet to see what perfect vision can see from 20 feet. So anyway, that's what 2020 means. Anyway, I continue to feel really good. Now, the body's pain intrudes at times, of course, or, whatever of 3D that can appear and seem to intrude. Still, that is as nothing, not even real, so it does not bother nor even touch this contentment I feel. So, while I will say yes, I am blessed, I can't help also saying that this is available to one and all. There is nothing and no one who is special here. We are all divine. And I can assure some of you that were you to spend some time in this body with this pain, you'd have a different idea around my little hideout in the woods here and how idyllic it is. Okay, now, the back hurts now. I hope it will, excuse me, I might as well be correcting myself as I go. I hope it will tone down enough that I may continue this. There are times, of course, when one may have to simply give in and lay down. Only thus can the muscles be given the best chance to truly let go and relax. One takes the proper meds, but these need time to kick in, or they seem to. God only knows. I released that one too. Okay, enough of that. What else brings itself forward to explore? Well, I will share with you that my work in relationship with the beautiful 12D beings, my soul family, is taking off, is accelerating by leaps and bounds. While I have no idea where it is heading, I am unconcerned. I just know that in my now, I am so thoroughly happy and content. It is enough. Let the rest take care of itself. The coming or arriving of this that I am calling, at least for the moment, self-confidence, is not at all what I may have expected. It feels different than what was imagined. It is not an overall strength so much as something that appears in the midst of interaction with others, or even my own journals, as I mentioned at first. How very strange. I I see it is no part of the personality. That is it. It is not of the persona of the one in 3D. It is much deeper than that, and it is so strong. It is a truly powerful knowing that comes in, that backs up what I say. I'm amazed at this. Again, it is not something I can explain, but in this journal you may watch how heart handles such things, how it ponders them gently. Who and what am I? How can I know but to watch and observe? This keeps me from getting into thinking that I know the self. No such thing. She is always surprising me. Does that surprise you? Well, it might if you don't find yourself in heart. That is the best place to both listen and interact with me here, deep within. Now, it is fine to not know. At least for those on my path or walking my way, I find this a blessed way of being, not knowing. Now, though it may not be, and is likely not the fullness of that, what it is an emptiness that is truly divine. Even to touch along the edges of that no-thingness brings real blessing. It is real blessing. One can just heart feel how it is divine. Do you get the sense of this, the beauty, the divineness of this emptiness? If not, you have something wonderful to which to look forward, my friends. Now, though it sounds quite silly to mind, to not know is simply divine. Perhaps it takes a certain willingness to lose one's mind, and not metaphorically. An ultimate sort of openness must include openness to anything and everything, to close the self off to nothing, and just trust. And while mind may view this as something taking definite courage, it is not seen so from heart. It's just love, bliss. So, perhaps now I will dive off of a certain cliff for you, perhaps with you. I will share with you that this, all of it, is part of what is well and truly a divine love affair. A love affair with Source, which in the end turns out to be the self. It gets so very pleasurable, this dance that is divine, that all it can be compared to fairly is lovemaking. The pleasure in its own way is that intense. I don't suppose there will be many who understand, who understand that, but oh well, what is that to me? It is enough, this divine love affair, for anyone. So much more than enough. One would follow heart to the ends of the earth and beyond. There are no limits at all. What if I should come upon some limit, something or other that self would not want to do? Not claiming perfection here, hello? human, 3D, see? That would be merely a stage one of that thing fading away. Nothing at all can long stand in the light of truth and live unless it also be true. So what is lesser, if it is seen, is but something on its way out. Do you see? Nothing is negative. Or things can be negative, but nothing is bad. If we don't have both polarities of the negative and positive, we don't have electricity. And the negative is not bad, it's just negative. I watch the self grow more and yet more devotional. I once would have thought this impossible. Well, now I think less and less. Recently, I have been in a stage that was quite impersonal, strongly that. During this phase of some months, this devotion was laid aside. Don't ask me by whom, how, or why, I don't know. That's just what happened. It was during this time I came to realize yet more deeply that I am Source. That being the case, then how could I pray to the self? It seemed so very strange. So I just left off being devotional for a bit, the more fully to enter in. It appears that perhaps this has matured sufficiently as the devotion has been coming on and strongly of late. The prayers of consecration demanding to be made, the devotion demanding to flow. And that's just a word for this, it's a wordless thing. So now we see, or shall see, what is next. It doesn't really matter. Each now moment is so very perfect. Its fulfillment is within itself. Nothing is needed. Do come to this place or space, my friends. I do hope many of you find yourselves here. It is so adorable, so very beautiful. It is precious indeed. Namaste.